live now.
No, we're not.
No, we're not.
You're lying.
Oh,
Welcome everybody to a Hot Trash Podcast. If I sound different today, that's because I teleported back in time to the Xbox Live here.
Yeah, no,
damn.
he's visiting the motherland because he got deported.
Yeah, I got deported.
Yeah, they finally caught him on
It's
him doing
unfortunate.
tax evasion.
Yeah.
I did tax evasion, so they sent me back home instead of
Jail.
Arresting
in the jail.
Get out of here.
They're like, we ain't gonna put you in our fucking prison system. We're gonna let you go back to your Vietnam, bro. You deal with it there.
Man. All right. For today's topic, we're going to talk about BMW. That's right. Black Myth Wukong. No, we're not talking about the BMW car dealership.
BMW.
No, we're talking about the car, bro. We go.
Oh my God. Damn it.
I haven't seen that BMW commercial with Wukong in it.
Damn. Yeah, he's fucking wielding this fucking SUVs as his staff's ends. Bonking people with SUVs. Shit. But we're really going to be talking about Black Myth Wukong here since, the game is probably the most popular, single player title as of right now.
It's a pretty hot topic. If you haven't heard of it, you're living under a rock.
Or in this case, you're racist. I'm kidding.
Living under a rock.
I live under 3 rocks.
Damn.
So you're 3 times the
He's buried.
Patrick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Crazy.
of course.
3 times the Patrick. Crazy.
Damn. But so for all intents and purposes, I wish I could go more into reviewing about it too, but I unfortunately do not own the game. I'm planning to get it at some point in the future. So that's why we have Loy. Shut up. No, it's because I'm lazy. I didn't want to buy anything else yet. But anyways,
Ryan's a fake.
My
He's
God.
fake. He's
So
fake.
let
No,
me
he's
speak.
he's financially responsible, guys.
Let me
He's
speak.
financially
goddammit.
fake.
Oh my fucking God.
Dang, dude. That was brutal.
Man.
Crash.
Let me speak, damn it.
I will not. How about that?
No.
Now you know how to feel.
Oh my God.
This stuff was good, bro.
Let's see. But because right now the only closest person that can really talk about how the gameplay feels would be Lois. You have how many hours into the game now?
Let me check my Steam. Give me a short moment. Keep talking while I
I'm gonna
you can
estimate 500 hours. I'm gonna estimate
Hell
500 hours.
no.
Okay, fine, 600. Shit, bro, calm down.
Bro, I worked 4 days. There's no way I can do 5 days, 500 hours. Unless I play at work and my manager doesn't say shit.
You never know, bro.
Bro, true. Okay, I have 28 and a half hours, so it's not that bad. I don't know how long the game has been.
Nah, I was close, bro.
He was close indeed. XD.
Yeah, you're pretty close to my nuts.
Damn.
No, that's crazy, bro.
Sorry,
I was
guys.
Close. Nobody else threw out a guess, bro.
Look, I'm sorry, guys, if we're sounding a bit more crude. Victor talking like this is triggering our latent Xbox 360 mindset into this.
So
But so in general too, how would you, let's say for the most part, what do you think is the best qualities about this game? That let's just based on your previous
Monkey.
experience. Oh, just monkey. All right.
Monkey. No, it's honestly,
Monkey man
dude,
with
this
big
combat is so fun. I don't know how many bosses I fought, but I fought so many bosses. They're all so different and unique in their own ways.
Yeah.
It is
Go
so
ahead.
good.
Yeah.
And it is linear, but it's not you go into the game. It's not an open world. It gives you the illusion of a open world, single player game. But you can see the scenery all far into the background, whatever. That's pretty much how you're gonna feel. So, but
Yeah.
gameplay wise, you're just progressing forward. You're gonna fight this little mini boss, then you're gonna fight a bigger boss, then you fight a fucking epic boss. There's three fucking tiers.
Oh hell yeah.
Describe it.
So
But
and
it's
also
so many.
visually. But yeah, visually, just from looking at the videos, it looks amazing. By the way, the gameplay is, or not just the gameplay, looks fun as hell to watch as well. The whole setting and the whole graphic design and all the actual details are beautiful. Holy shit.
A1.
Now, in this
I don't
case,
wanna- I'm
does
not-
this
I'm
game
not
clear
glazing.
Kingdom Hearts?
I'm not glazing this shit, okay?
It's just that good.
No, it's really fun.
They look very good.
Oh,
Okay, we love your tofu. Maybe the Monkey King will like some of your tofu, dude.
Hey, you can't catch him out like that. For those that are wondering, Victor is also currently like, for those that don't know the time differences from here to Vietnam, it's like a complete 12 hours. So for us, it's like 9 p.m. here, but for him, it's like 9 a.m. So
Yeah,
there's that.
He's eating
Sunday, 9 a.m. Sunday.
Yeah,
he's
9
eating
a.m.
some good old breakfast, bro.
I'm traveling in the future.
How does the future look?
It's cloudy right now.
Damn,
Oh,
you're about to get hit
Damn.
with a monsoon. Anyways,
Well,
Wow.
technically, it's supposed to have a ton of rain starting yesterday. I think Hong Kong closed down their airport because of the monsoon.
oh,
But nothing's
I was,
happening here.
well, I was kidding on that regard. I hope you're safe, but moving on from that. So
Nah,
I
based
hope you're
on
safe.
Monk.
Moving on.
so, but
Monk.
look. I swear I'm not an
boy.
asshole, okay? But
I think you are. I'm just kidding. I love you.
oh my
Yeah,
god. But yes.
I was stroking lady.
So for those that are also tuning into the stream too on Spotify, I'm queuing up some Black Myth Wukong like soundtracks and scores too, just to highlight. On top of it, just like straight up beautiful game, and the gameplay looks fun too. I think the sound score is amazing as well.
Ooh.
Holy shit! Just based on like what I hear from the game, it's like holy hell. Like,
Bro.
so sorry, were you still about to say something with it or no?
No, dude. It's just
Ah.
I just gotta clean up my chair real quick. Gotta clean up my chair.
So before I get to my point too, how does this game compare to Kingdom Hearts? Does this game clear Kingdom Hearts?
Why are you comparing Kingdom
Hey,
Hearts?
that's hard, bro. It definitely clears Kingdom Hearts 3, I'll tell you that. I don't
Shit.
like 2 is kind of like pushing it for me.
Yeah, you know what? That's a fair point. So let's go ahead with this. What I'm about to say with it too. A lot of people before the game got released too, there was a lot of like speculation, and a lot of people had doubts about this game too before it came out. A lot of people thought that it was going to be like a scam, right? Because the game was built off of Unreal Engine 5. And when was the last time we heard about like a game that was built off of Unreal Engine 5? The day before.
Oh, your games?
Yeah, well, in this case for me, I was going to reference the day before.
Y'all comparing it just because they're using a game engine, you're gonna compare.
Yeah, that was like
that?
that was definitely like the sentiment and like what I can gather what people were like speculating on.
No, they're fucking dumb, bro.
Well, given what it is too, there has been times too, like we look at a lot of other projects that were built off of Unreal Engine 5, and it's definitely like it depends on like if it's supposed to be a good game or not. But I think Black Myth Wukong does put like it depends on who's in the backseat of like developing it that actually can make a good product. So
Yeah, of course, it's all about the developers, not the fucking engine, bro. That's a weird way of thinking. What about all the shitty Unity projects that are out there?
yeah, nobody talks about that. So I do think too that like based on the way how this game is and like Stellar Blade, it's really changing up or shaking up in this case the game industries here in America, just because of the fact that hey, a lot of times a lot of the journalists are straight up saying too that oh, the only reason the sales are doing well is because majority of the buyers are in China. It's like okay, and their purchasing does not matter in this case. Why?
Not that it doesn't matter. I think it should matter, but it's just the increased amount of concurrent players here in the Western hemisphere compared to the Eastern. Because
Yeah.
obviously it's like without a doubt you can ask probably any Asian person, maybe let me reiterate, any middle-aged Asian person, and they'll probably know the Journey to the West. And the most popular character would probably be Sun Wukong, like the Monkey King. Like even I can probably have my mom or my dad walk in, and if they see me playing this, they're like, "Oh, that's the Monkey King," but it's not really him because
You're playing a
you're
character
playing.
name called the Destined One, but we'll talk about that later on.
But it's very popular. But now it's just bringing in more players from different regions of the planet.
Yeah. So for those that want to understand like the scale of how successful this game did, Black Myth Wukong technically made around like 18 million copies in just 2 weeks of its launch. This is
That's pretty
currently
good.
the fastest selling game in history, rivaling the success of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. I'm not sure if it's the remaster or the old one, but I'm assuming it's the old one because that's the only thing that
I'm
I
sure
care
it's
about.
Pretty sure
Sure
it's the
they will.
older one with Infinity Ward.
Yeah, and Grand Theft Auto 5.
Mm.
So there's something to really like think back on too. And for those that in this case are playing Black Myth Wukong and are enjoying it, there's some good news coming from Game Science themselves too. Because of how successful they are, they're gonna reintroduce like content that they had to cut away for the launch of this game. So you're getting more stuff.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. So in your eyes, Victor, too, does in this case like the game's successes itself kind of mirror similarly to how Stellar Blade got really popular?
Well, we all know why that.
Kinda, yeah.
popular.
Mhm. And I think the
I mean,
circumstances.
I'm sure.
Mhm.
But I think the difference with Stellar Blade is that everybody just wanted to ask Stellar Blade.
And it worked.
And,
Yeah.
but still,
Yeah.
but here at least they're telling a proper story.
Yeah.
As proper as it can be, really. But
But I will say too, I think in general too, both the development and both developments of Black Myth Wukong and Stellar Blade kind of mirror each other in a way too, where both the games that the country that they're developed from, they both are in this case a black sheep in the whole gaming development spheres in both countries, where both of them were mostly making like mobile or live service title games. So making a single player complete feature game is definitely something that is considered very risky. But I think the payoff it shows in this case the amount of compassion that the developers have put into this game for Black Myth Wukong. Again, it's a very well-known story in like the Asian sphere of the journey to the West. And for anything for like us as, or at least for most of the Americans here, I will say us, but then I just said that most Asians actually know about the story about the journey to the West. But those that don't know, it is the only reason why we have stuff like Dragon Ball, for example. Dragon Ball is, in this case, the spiritual child to Journey to the West.
Like literally, Son Goku, Son Wukong, and he's basically a monkey has a tail.
So Japan was even influenced to that. Hell, Korea is even influenced by this shit too. If anybody ever remembers God of High School, the manhwa, that whole character.
Literally, the main character is Son Wukong.
Yeah.
He has the golden band and the fucking gigantic heavenly staff, bro.
The fun fact about the staff too, because that was like something that like the staff itself is supposedly weighs around like a metric fuck ton. Like no ordinary human or even celestial can wield this thing.
Yeah, so I'm reading this now. Like it's very weird wording how they're measuring it. It's literally said like his staff weighs around 13,500 cattle. I don't know what that means, but that's it's a shit ton of weight. He's holding it in one arm, by the way.
That's a pretty Asian way of measuring.
So
and it says, it's like 6,750 kilograms. So that's a lot of fucking weight. He's holding in one hand. Imagine you get bonked by that. He's just like, oh, bonk. And like, you're going to get knocked out, bro.
You're
getting knocked out. If a human get hit by that shit,
you're done.
Dude, we're getting, we're not even dying. We're getting sent to like 3 different universes, then we die.
Yeah, we get sent to Buddha, and then Buddha just said, damn.
Like, Buddha just looks at us, makes a sandwich, and eats some dinner with us, then we die, bro. That's how bad it is.
He blesses you for getting smacked by that stick, and then you just drop down dead.
Dude, like, just in that little slight millisecond that you just, you're going through this, he blessed you, it's like, you're not coming here.
So to really point out in this case how crazy like the whole story about like how strong some Wukong is in like wuxia or like just Chinese like fable stories, the staff alone, depending on which translation you look at, someone even said too that the staff is so heavy too that it was one of the supporting pillars that support the Milky Way galaxy. One of the many supporting pillars. So
Bro, it is that big.
Yeah, and he fucking wields that shit like a toddler.
Dude, not
So-
even a toddler. That shit is like a fucking little rat that he's wielding. Oh my
Yeah.
god, it's a
He
little
was
rat.
wielding it like a monkey.
But oh man, there's so many things I could really go into it too, because it's made obvious too that Journey to the West itself too, for anyone that is like within like the Asian American sphere or just Asia in general, it is so influential in everything that we do. Like a lot of things that we
A
do.
lot. Literally, we just mentioned God of High School, main character at the end of it.
Yeah.
He
Hell,
becomes Wukong. He has a staff. League of Legends, which is literally known worldwide, has
the
a
character
champion named
Wukong.
Wukong. Literally holding a staff and his like gold armor and everything. It's like, and it extends, and just like in the fictional novels.
You think Riot
He's
is ever
like-
gonna give it like a proper Wukong skin, like Warring Kingdoms
They
Wukong, where you just
already
straight
did.
up?
It's
they
Radiant
did?
Wukong.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's what it's called. Oh,
Ra-
okay. So
Radiant Wukong that's his outfit.
all right. So my apologies to all the Wukong mains that are still out there.
You
Yeah,
think
you're
that.
just making them go full monkey now. Good job,
No.
Brian.
Oh, it happens. Cope. But oh my god, where do I start? In this case, the fable for in this case, how Wukong is in its origin is that he is in this case a stone monkey. In the fables itself too, that just means that like Wukong himself was not like born like a natural monkey. He just came from a rock or stone.
Literally, you can find it in any text. He's literally, like what Brian said, a fucking monkey that was born from stone.
Yeah,
He
stone
just
monkey.
broke out of that shit and
Mhm.
became, oh, I'm born. He
So-
didn't become. He wasn't the Monkey King then, obviously. It's a really funny thing, and it's pretty relatable, honestly. How he became the Monkey King, how he was like labeled as the
Yeah.
Monkey King, is his little tribe of monkeys. Obviously, they stumbled upon a waterfall, and all of them were like too afraid to like fucking explore anything beyond that waterfall. But he was the one that made the plunge and jumped off. And he had the courage to do so, and they're like, "Oh, he just jumped down." Like every one of us, like this I'm saying from the point of, like,
Mhm.
you're witnessing his jump, right? It's like, oh, he just did that. We're a bunch of bitches, so we're gonna name him King. Pretty much how I'm gonna sum it up,
Yeah.
because
So-
he's like,
Mhm.
it's like fucking waterfall. I'm pretty sure it's fall, like super high up. So
Yeah. So, and
Oh,
also
yeah.
so let's also bring it to a frame of references too, because in this case, a lot of the stories will mention like demons, for example. However, just to keep in cultural context, Chinese demons differs vastly for how Westerners view like the term demons. Where demons
okay.
in the Western hemisphere is like seen as like malevolent evil, like they're just inherently bad no matter what too. But in Chinese side of demons, they're just mostly like supernatural beings where they're not inherently evil by nature. But it also depends on like the circumstances and the story that you listen into is whether or not they are evil or not, or they're just like mourning. Like there's a lot of like Chinese novels and examples that explore like different other like stories behind demons and whatnot. And it's very interesting. And to those that are trying to question whether or not if like some like the Wukong characters are demons are evil, Wukong himself is a demon. Like he's just a monkey demon. And
that's kind of pushing it. He's more of a
Yeah.
deity.
yeah, he's now more of a deity due to the shit that he did. But some could argue as well that like he's technically that, but due to like his merit, he can be considered now a deity for what he accomplished. So
Well,
Chinese people,
he
Chinese
kind of
people
became
don't-
Buddha, so
Yeah.
through his whole journey. So technically, he's a Buddha too.
yeah, so there's
Oh.
that. We'll go into that
Oh.
in a bit too. So, oh my god. Let's see, where do we start from in this case? Outside the origin. So let's figure out in this case, how did he become immortal? Funny you should mention that too. It was in most cases too, the only reason he became an immortal was because the fact that he learned to some tricks from an actual other deity that allowed him to figure out how to transform. By transforming, he literally could transform into anything. Animal, human, other demons, does not matter. He could transform into anything as
He
he
can literally be
wanted
your
to.
mom, your dad, your brother and sister, and you don't even know,
Yeah.
bro.
And he can also be the
Yeah.
fly in the wall watching you masturbate right now.
He can also replicate anything. He can also replicate himself. Like there are gonna be a bunch of
Oh, yeah.
clones, and you're like, damn, there's a bunch of monkeys,
Yeah.
and you just get bonked, bro. Horny
Yeah.
bonked.
Yeah, that's so that was also his first taste how he figured out how to become immortal was that he was taught how to do this shit. The heavens did not like that, so they had to bring it back into court because if you're an immortal,
Well-
you now belong in the heavens now.
Well,
But-
he was. So the thing is, there was like many times he became immortal. Probably like, I don't know the exact number, but probably like 4 or 5 times over, maybe even more.
20
Just
times
because he
over.
achieved, he achieved multiple ways of immortality. And
Yeah.
I think one of the known one is eating the
the
little peach. Like,
yeah,
he was
ate
literally
it-
in charge of guarding the peach tree,
yeah,
and he just ate it and like, oh, I'm gonna become immortal. Like fuck y'all, and
Oh,
he
just
just
in my-
defied the heavens.
Just to remind y'all, it's not just a peach tree; it was a peach grove. He ate the entire grove, and
Yeah.
each peach has like the power to give someone immortality.
And he just ate that
Damn.
shit. That's why Wukong and Peaches are synonymous with each other.
Yeah.
That's his favorite shit.
So, and another thing that he did was that he also drank, in this case, celestial wine, which is also a way how people can attain immortality.
Dude, he attained immortality like, oh no, that man is
Become
just
like a
like
super immortal.
Yeah,
kind
'cause
of
apparent-
like super giga omega
Immo-
immortal.
yeah. So for
There's such a
those
thing,
that
bro. In the end, it's just immortal.
yeah, but for those
Yeah,
that
but
don't
10 times
understand, but for those that don't understand a glimpse of this, Chinese have a very interesting way how they interpret immortality because apparently they stack.
Yeah, dude, he's just goaded. He's built different.
And also, mind you, the funny thing is, dude, that like whenever he makes like when Wukong actually makes a clone of himself from like his hairs, that's how he makes his clone. Is that he plucks his hair and then out comes another clone of Wukong. They're all equal to the original. So therefore, every clone is an immortal. And
Yeah, and
every
he's just
one of
gonna
those
bomb
clones
every-
can transform. And each one of those clones can make more clones.
And each one of those can have a staff that weighs however many thousand cattle.
Yes.
6,750 kilograms in today's age. Let's just say that.
To give you an escape of, on this case, some of the people are saying, who's stronger, Kratos or Son Wukong? Here's what's going to happen in that scenario. Kratos is going to look like he's going to beat the shit out of Wukong, but in reality, you hear someone laughing in the background, and you see Son Wukong just lazily just perched up in a tree, just watching it happen.
You don't see one, you see like 100.
Yeah, the hundred and thousands of immortal monkeys that are just as strong as Son Wukong. This man is fucking ridiculous and stupid. There's also another thing too that like in the stories as well, no demon ever wants to fuck with him.
No. Who
Yeah,
would?
because like beforehand too, like he was fighting everybody. Everybody was in all for it too. Until they saw like, oh man, he's getting stronger. Oh, he gained immortality. Oh well, that's fucking great. At least he could still somewhat be killed. Oh wait, hold on. What do you mean he gained it twice? What do you mean 5 times? What the fuck you mean he drank the wine of immortal? Wait, which medicine did he take? Yeah, it got really stupid to the point where the only person that could actually trap him was Buddha himself.
Literally,
It's
holy.
it's so fucking stupid, and I love it too. Where like the challenge was that like he during this time too, Wukong was like bloodthirsty, like battle hungry asshole. The best way to describe it is that he is like the jock and an asshole in the stories.
Well, he's the jock that nobody can stand up to because he's fucking bodying everybody. Everybody
Yeah.
caught the smoke.
Yeah. And the thing was that actually bested him was that Buddha challenged him to say that like, I bet you in this case you can win and live free in the mountains if you can jump off of the palm of my hand. And so Wukong actually thought that it was like this is such an easy challenge. Also, another ability that he has something that's called cloud hopping, where in some instances too, it's like, oh, he could just hop on cloud. No, he could travel like millions of miles in a second.
Yeah, Nimbus. Or
Yeah.
that's what
Yeah, or
people
for-
would remember it.
Yeah, people would say, yeah, it's pretty much just Nimbus. But even without it too, my God, he can just travel to that. there's even at some points too where in the stories he travels to the edge of the universe and he goes up to these pillars here. He graffitis on one of them and pisses on it. And then it goes back into the heavens where Buddha is at. It says, "Ha, see, I jumped off the palm of your hand. I even went to the edges of the universe to do this. Is that so?" And you see that like he shows his hand, and in that hand you see a small graffiti that Wukong has graffiti at the edge of the universe, and the piss stain on his hand palm.
What the hell?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, so that was the
Amazing.
only reason how Wukong got bested was because he had to get stopped by Buddha himself. And it's
Like
something that
when the man himself, bro. The
It's
man
like-
himself.
and how did it's like people are wondering how the hell did he, this case what ended up happening afterwards? Well, in this case, Buddha dropped a mountain on top of him and sealed him.
So the thing is, he didn't drop a mountain on him. He dropped his entire hand in the. So basically, that hand is the mountain. That's Buddha. That's literally just Buddha holding him down. In a sense like that. It's just that mountain is Buddha's hand. It's like you are not fucking getting out. Like I'm keeping you down for 500 years, and then he was finally able to be set free. That's how long he was imprisoned. That because Wukong is that guy. He's him.
Yeah, that's the origin story for Wukong, right? And then next thing you know, there's actually the whole story where Journey to the West finally begins, where it follows in this case a Buddhist monk that's supposed to, I forgot the exact wording of this, but he was supposed to bring like some text from like the east to the western heaven courts. And so therefore he enlisted the help of like a lot of other demons along the way to help this Buddhist monk to like deliver these scriptures. And one of the things that actually is in this case, they enlisted like the help of Sun Wukong. Is like, look, you've been under for 500 years. All right, we're going to give you a chance to redeem yourself, right? Help this guy travel to the west and you will be free to go.
They're referring to India. So
Yeah.
that Journey to the West was a journey to India.
Yeah, pretty much that.
Just for everybody that didn't know that, that's the location. It's like, oh, Journey to the West. We all heard of it. Where exactly they're going? They are going
Travel
to India.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
So
now you know.
I didn't think
So-
he was coming to America, but I just didn't know where he meant by
Eh,
west.
yeah,
I
that means
guess
he
if
wants to
America-
travel more east at that point.
What?
Still be
I mean, he can still travel west and just
Uh,
he can just
He'll
like go
tra-
in that direction. He'll be there.
Yeah. But point aside, too, there's like many characters too that he ventures on the way. The best way to kind of describe what Journey to the West actually was, it's like sort of like how we kind of frame it nowadays too, like the monster of the week kind of shit. Like as they journey to the West, obviously they come through like different trials and tribulation or fight different things here and there too. Like what we kind of see in most of our modern media now, actually. So if you really think about it, a lot of those like type of stories actually deem from like the storytelling style of Journey to the West.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty much like Godzilla for movies, for example, they're practically monsters of the week, even though there's technically not a journey, but story structures feel similar enough. Or Power Rangers, for example. Yeah, that's actually a perfect example then. It's a show at least, not a movie.
Dude, there's a lot of media out there that is based on this novel. Literally when one of them that came to mind is an anime. Yes, it is an anime. It's an old one. You know it, Brian. It's Sayuki.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so it's literally the same concept. It's a group of four. There's a monk. There's basically Sun Wukong. They call him Sun Goku.
Yeah.
But he does have his they call it his power limiter, which is like his little gold band that they constrict on his head to make sure he doesn't go out of control. And in the show, they turn into demons, so it's like the same concept of limiting their power.
Yeah.
And also like the origin story too. It's like, oh, he's in prison under a mountain for 5 years, and there's like, they had pretty much because Buddha just fuck you. Then got they say, oh, we need your help, so now we're gonna go to India and all that.
Yeah. So yeah, for those that are playing Black Myth Wukong, the golden band is a bad thing. You do not want that crown.
Yeah, I mean, it shows it in the intro, like the introductory cinematic where he's falling from the sky. Like he's weakened because there's like a gold band starting to form on his head again, and that's literally constricting his power. It's such insurmountable pain that he cannot withstand.
Yeah.
So he had to like, it keeps him in check.
Yeah.
So a lot of the novels is like this game does implement everything from the novels. Like even these boss fights, like they have, even like the boss fights, the characters is like based on the novels. And if you're like really like a historical fan of not just Wukong but just the novel itself, they do implement it into the game, which is very phenomenal. Like,
yeah.
I'm like, damn, this is good. It's like you don't even have to like really know it. It's just like it's fascinating to even learn about. Then you go down the rabbit hole. It makes you play this and you go down the rabbit hole of discovering what
the whole story, the journey to the west.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think the game does a good job of like giving you enough like story and lore bits too that like entices people to like actually want to know more about it too, which is honestly great too, because again, to everyone out here, Journey to the West, influential, end of story. Dragon Ball Z would not have existed without it. And so are like other things too. But I think like the really great way to kind of round this up too is that like towards the end of like Journey to the West too, both the main Buddhist monk, which in the stories he is called Tripitaka, or there are many names for him, but both Tripitaka and Monkey King or Wukong himself, they both ascend to Nirvana, which in like Buddhist terminology, that's like the closest thing that you could ascend to divinity or to heaven.
Basically, they just at the top, bro.
Yeah. So that's the best way to describe that, really.
They just at the top. Nothing else pretty much tops them. They're just at the top of the food chain, like literally.
Yeah. And
peace, their mind and pretty much they're in a state.
Yeah.
I would guess of peace.
Yeah. It's also the best way to really consider this too, is like to
correct us on that though. Please don't take this with a grain of salt.
Don't worry anyways. Yeah, don't worry anyways. Journey to the West is such a wild ass story too, because in a lot of like literature too, Journey to the West can be seen as like China's like own epic, to the same way how the Odyssey is an epic as well in the other side of Spear. But how crazy this story gets too, because in one of the books or chapters into Journey to the West, there's a village that is only populated by women here. And it's like one of the adventures or stopping points too, that like they wanted to take a rest too. Both Tripitaka and another demon, I don't know the Chinese name for him, but I think the nickname a lot of people go with, his name is Pixie. And I think he's also a character that you see in the Black Moose Wukong himself too, the pig demon that you see. That was also one of the many companions for Sun Wukong. There's that one. Okay, so if anything, they are greeted in this case an elderly woman that's in this case the head of the village full of women, and it's just like, oh wow, you guys are great. How are you guys? Or what are you guys doing? It's like, we're going to the West here to deliver like Buddha scriptures and whatnot. It's like, oh, that's good too, and it's just like, man, are you guys all women? It's like, yeah. So how do you guys like propagate, or in this case, how do you guys maintain yourself? Oh, we drink from the river. What's in the river? And this is like, so apparently too, in the stories, the river, whoever drinks it makes them pregnant.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
And if anything too, majority of the crew in the Journey to the West are all male, and both Tripitaka and Pixie drank from the river. And yes, they are considered pregnant. And obviously for the reader, we're just like, wait, how does this work? For if you're not a woman,
it doesn't need to work.
Hey, magical sperm, bro, from the earth.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like,
you know how these stories are, bro.
And honestly, rightfully so too. It's always, it does show too that like, oh shit, both Tripitaka and Pixie are pregnant. They're both men. How the fuck are they gonna give birth? They don't have that important part.
Don't ask any questions.
I mean, it can still come out of their dick.
But at the same time, that doesn't help any better.
I don't know. Maybe they had some like some celestial medicine that numbs their penis when they're giving birth or something.
No, they never had that. They never had that.
You never
So
know.
So
You know what? If they can look, if they can magically get pregnant, I'm sure they can magically give birth, bro. Let's not get into it.
He's like, boop, out. There's a baby.
But-
Look, if a monkey man can come from stone, I think a man can give birth. That's fine.
Dude, at that point, anything can come out of anything. I could come out from a watermelon
Exactly.
for all I know.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
would you think that in this case, Journey to the West is kind of progressive?
Bro, I guess.
Well, magically, yeah.
Magically, that's it. But reality is a different thing.
No.
But so if anything, it's like how does the people figure this? How does Wukong actually help them fix this? So the best way they had to do it is that they had to make both Tripitaka and the pig demon actually drink from a water source that comes from the mountain. That's pretty much like an abortion water.
What the fuck?
You know,
Yes.
the way you put that kind of just makes sense. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Abortion
Like,
water.
considering
Sounds like
considering
this
the
to me,
best,
bro.
considering
Like I
that
said, this is
context, you know,
This is the
it makes
best
sense.
translation. This is the best translation I can find.
Like,
That sounds
yeah,
like
it
some
does
fucking
make sense.
bitch about to drink.
You can drink water, become pregnant, so there has to be water that not have a baby. So it makes sense in my logically for me for some reason.
if you don't think about it, yes, it should make sense. But really, it's like, what the fuck is
It's
going
like, oh,
on?
what the fuck? Why
I think
is this
the
happening?
better question is why does it make sense?
It just makes sense, bro. You just go with it. If they can beat your ass, you kind of just go with it.
You know, if a monkey man can carry a stick of 6,000 cattle, I'm sure anything can happen.
13,000 cattle.
13,000 cattle, whatever, bro. Look, potato, tomato, bro, they're all the same.
Hey, you were like
They're all
only 50%
look, they're all
there.
heavy, bro. One cow can crush you already, bro.
Yeah, I doubt that. I'm strong.
Fuck
Okay, okay, just ass to see.
Alright, stand by.
Dude, the cow would be like, "No, it's him." Then I just
All right,
jump
so
on it,
if
like,
we're gonna go cow tipping,
"Man."
you're gonna lay where we're gonna tip the cow to, and see if you
Man,
live.
bro, fuck you. Do it. I wear some stuff. You don't even know I'm gonna wear some stuff. I'm like, damn, this boy heavy. You thought I was 190 pounds? I'm actually 200,000 cattle.
God damn.
I weigh more than the staff, bro. Monkey King better hold
Wukong
me.
about to wield you later, bro.
Exactly, bro. You're gonna see my face like.
And there's also the whole point too that like there's also the point where the Tripitaka, in this case, being a Buddhist monk too, there was some one part of the story where like he was being sent a marriage proposal. Actually, no, proposal is in air quotation here. It was a marriage demand.
I'm like, you married now.
And it's either something that like either marry me right now, or in this case, I will cause havoc in the heavens. It's like, ah, shit. But it's like, Wukong, what do? I can't get married. It's like, why not? I'm a Buddhist monk. We are technically caste, or we're technically like not castrated. It's not the best word here to use. We are in this case prohibited from marriage or love, essentially, or having like those romantic connections is the best way to word this. So if anything in
Chase.
general, yeah, chaste. There it is. They're pretty much chaste in that reason. So in this case,
Chastise.
Wukong. No, chastise is a different context.
He's
for that word.
chastised, bro. He's chastising himself. He ain't getting no
Yeah.
pussy.
I mean, he's a Buddhist
Go wear
monk.
that chastity belt.
But here's in this case the genius plan that they thought about doing is that they said Wukong's like, here's what you do: go with the plan, and then me and the other few demons here, we're gonna break you out of this. So it's like, here's the thing about it: if you get married to this, by the end of this journey, you have a title and land here.
Yes,
So
man.
yeah, so for those that don't know where I'm going with this, in the same like area where the village of ladies come from, there is in this case the leader of the whole group, where obviously no man in sight. She is definitely single, and in the stories it's depicted that Tripitaka is actually really attractive male.
Damn.
I
Bam.
I don't know why that detail was important to really state that, but you know, it is what it is.
Hey,
Look, looks is always important in these stories, bro.
Yeah,
Gotta
fair
know they
enough.
handsome.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
đẹp trai quá, you know what I'm saying?
No. God.
Especially for Victor, he's like, that man is in the motherland, right? He's gonna hear that from his significant.
Bro,
other,
already
right?
did.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. You got there, and that's what she said. I'm telling you, I foresaw the future.
But moving aside from that too, so in the end too, like Tripitaka does go with the deal too, but there's some of the hijinks that happens in between all this shit too before they actually rescue him and then get him out. But in this case, the person that she like sent that marriage demand to, she was actually not mad, and she in this case saw even more infatuated that he was so dedicated to this journey that he was on that his own companions or followers would break him out of here to continue on the journey.
Yeah, dude. That's the homies right there. We're gonna do the journey to the west.
Yeah, Victor, we're gonna break you out from Vietnam. I don't know how, but we'll figure out a way.
Obviously, Brian's not the monkey I am.
Ah, God damn it. Yes, you are. You
I
monkey
believe
boy.
it.
I'm more hairier anyway.
But God damn it. Oh my god. There's so many other weird ass stories that could come from out of this too. There was actually at some point in the arc, this is towards like the later end too, where at some point both Tripitaka and Monkey King had a falling out too, that he just says, fuck it, you are no longer part of the group because you have been out of control one too many times, and he just kicked them out of the group. And Wukong himself's like, fucking fine, I'll do everything by myself. And then there's a whole segment of story where we actually see Wukong do his own thing where he was trying to figure out, like, he goes back to the mountain that he originally came from, and next thing you know, it's like, hey, some dipshit is leading your own like monkey army to battle the heavens. Like, the fuck, who is doing this in my absence? And when they found out, it's just like, who the hell are you? And it's like the exact copy of him. And it's like, wait, did he make a clone and did he decide to go rogue? No. For also those that don't know, Wukong is not the only like deity monkey, essentially. There's also like 3 other ones. I forgot the name of it, but the most notable name is the 6-eared macaque. That is, in this case, is the one that is impersonating Wukong to lead the army against the heavens here. And people were just like, yeah, the macaque. And please don't think about it too hard. Okay, actually,
it sounds very close to it. I'm not gonna lie.
But yes, but yeah, the 6-eared macaque is pretty much like he was impersonating as some Wukong. They both had like an epic battle to like try to fight control over again. But inevitably, Wukong finally wins and he like establishes order once more. In this case, the mountain. Yeah, exactly.
Flower Fruit Mountain.
And it's so fucking interesting too, because like we never heard of something that's like called like the 6-eared macaque, because we only focus on Wukong, but in a way too, like in a lot of Chinese mythology lore, there's been I would say that there's such a fascination in this case using the cardinal direction to dictate like some deities. Like you have the north, south, east, west gods in China. And then there's even this interpretation that happens with like the Monkey King himself, where in this case he is a stone monkey, and the 6-eared macaque, and then the other 2. I forgot what they were called to, but it's also something that I really do hope that Black Myth Wukong kind of touches on that, because that will honestly be really interesting boss fights, in my opinion.
Well, I don't want to spoil it, but you do fight a monkey.
Yeah. It was shocker, right?
Monkey on monkey battle, bro.
Yeah, but
with sticks.
But I will honestly, I will even say too that like it. I think that because of that, how interesting that is too. Hell, even Lego, the series or like the actual company, they made like an animated series called The Monkey Kid, and it's actually pretty fucking interesting and cool. I think it's by the same animators that did the whole Rise of the TMNT animation stuff, where a lot of people would chalk it up as like, oh, it's just Nickelodeon schlop too, and then they saw the fight scenes like, why the fuck this looks like a Naruto fight scene right here? Yeah. So actually, if you really think about it too, when I mentioned like the duo of 4, fucking Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, group of 4, they all have distinct personalities. Look at any other like Japanese like manga or anime too, where you see like the group of 4. Sayuki again. The group of 4.
Group of 4. Us. A group of 4. See where this is going.
Yeah, see where this is
I
all
don't
heading.
see anything.
Well, open your eyes.
Yeah, you damn
That would make a lot of sense.
fucking window slit eye looking bastard.
Hey, hold
Well,
on. We
not
can't
that
be
you-
making comments like that.
Yes, I
What do you
can.
mean, bro?
Fucking
We're all
Asian.
Asian here.
But
Michael's honorary Asian.
you're the
He's
honorary Asian at this.
Caucasian.
He has
Yeah.
Asian in the name somewhere, so it's all right, I guess.
Yeah, dude. Michael.
Bro,
But-
there's a lot of Asians named Michael.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
But
Michael
in this
Trini,
case,
Michael
I feel like
Williams.
I ranted a little bit more about the story too, because if anything, Michael, I did give you like a video that kind of like summarizes up like the plot of Journey to the West. What did you really think about, or what you like about the whole story?
Yes.
God damn.
That's it.
All right,
Oh.
fair enough too. If anything, yes, I would still say too, for those that do want to get into reading it too, it is a trip and a half to say the least. And it's something to really make note of too, that like I had to remember to like, okay, this isn't really technically Chinese mythology or like lore, for example, too. This is actually just straight up like a fable or a novel that they base it around. And it's because like all the characters that are introduced in this is like, what the fuck is this? And the whole premise of like, yeah, water that makes you pregnant, what? And an abortion water? Hello?
You
The
love
abortion
saying
water is
that.
pretty, the abortion water is pretty good. It's pretty good. I admit. Abortion water. You know, it's just
God.
like nowadays you say abortion pills, but nah, bro, abortion water.
Abortion
Yeah,
water. You drink that shit, you go like, oh, baby gun.
It's like,
Baby
imagine
God,
like
for
how
real, bro. That bleach, bro. That bleach is crazy.
Wait, don't.
God damn. No, keep it in.
It's like, on behalf of the Hot or Trash podcast people, please don't drink bleach. For love of God, please don't. We do
Well,
not
people
condone this.
already have.
Until Brian says something else besides abortion water, it's just gonna be bleach.
God damn it. Oh my
Yeah, they
god.
just drink bleach and, call it a day.
Oh my god. But if anything, if it, like in this case, what else really do you want to talk about, Michael? Because apparently one of our chatters says, so what, Michael?
Did I say so?
He's like,
What?
yes. In
You just
Yeah,
said ended
yes,
up with yes. Did you not want to elaborate on that or nah?
Or
I just thought it was interesting, but I didn't see the whole video, unfortunately.
Oh, what the fuck? You said you did, you bitch.
I did not.
No, he didn't. You're gaslighting him.
Indeed, I
Yeah,
am.
bro, why you lying, bro? Why are we lying, bro? Why everyone lying to each other, bro?
You see,
Stop
this
it.
is why we're educated.
Time to make love, bro. Shut your ass up.
On the monkey king.
Wait, hold on. What?
Yeah, dude, the water making love to us. That's how we became pregnant. Duh.
Oh my god.
Exactly.
No, I did. I
That's what I'm
did
saying.
genuinely like the sperm water.
Exactly. Sperm water and abortion
Sperm
water.
water.
Like honestly, just a little quick side tangent. I kind of get it. Maybe it's just like it was just like a big old dick, and the liquid is just like the sperm, and
Okay.
like
That's
you
a
drink
little
it,
bit
and
graphic.
sperm goes-
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
justice for
God.
Michael. Justice for
Oh.
Michael.
Oh my god. Anyways,
Van
well, you're
Brian.
no longer.
Van
you are-
Brian. Van Brian.
No, please.
Your talking
we are
privileges are revoked.
we are not getting monetized for this podcast video, are we?
This podcast, bro. Have we ever been monetized?
Probably not.
Fuck.
Yeah.
All right,
like-
let's keep going then, bro.
Oh my god. But
Nothing's
there's-
stopping us. Not today. Raising Cane sponsor us.
Please.
Yeah, dude. Bro, might as well put
Let's
bleach in
have
there.
let's
bro.
let's have a hotter trash pod. Let's have a hotter trash Raising Cane's like Post Malone has his own Raising Cane's restaurant.
Bro,
This is like-
that Raising
yo.
Cane's.
Yeah. But I really do hope like a lot of things to come about this too. That again, Black Myth Wukong is definitely like a right change of pace of the gaming industry. Needs to like just focus on creating like great quality products, really. And as much as like we said before too, that like a lot of times we believe that like a lot of Chinese developer games are taking over the gaming market. The problem being with that argument is like most of the game quality is like really fucking good compared to like what we are seeing. So it's not like
Indeed.
so it's not 100% surprising that again Black Myth Wukong was as successful as it is.
I just realized that as much as we talked about Wukong, we hardly ever even talked about like the game itself. It was more like Journey to the West kind of deal.
Yeah.
So,
And
you heard how the game it's phenomenal, but
Yeah.
it's so goddamn good. I think the
Yeah.
one thing that my gripe is, like, I talked to last night. I talked to a friend about it. Just like a little quick, like, thing that we didn't like is the hitbox. Like sometimes the hitbox doesn't register your hits, even though you can literally see the staff. Like I'm
touch
talking like
him.
physically seeing the staff hitting the boss's leg or arm or whatever, right? But it doesn't register, and sometimes it can just end our battle for that, and we just get one shotted.
Yeah. eh,
I'm talking about the bosses in this game are so disrespectful. Like disrespectful to the max, dude. Like even I think that the secret boss, or like maybe it's a secret boss or the final boss, is super disrespectful.
Yeah, we
I'm
won't
gonna
spoil
tell you
that.
just 2 days ago, like actually, 2 days ago, I stayed up until 6 a.m. fighting this yin tiger, right? It's very early on. The only reason I spent 2 hours on this boss because I kept on dodging way too fucking early. When the pattern of this boss to download like moveset is so easy, I just sucked hard, dude.
Skill
I was
issue.
like, how? Like I kept on saying like my mental is like it's not gonna break, right? And like I know I can beat this goddamn tiger, and I'm gonna get his transformation.
It's-
I can beat you. And it's like there was one time where I got a soak, like it was like 10%, right? And this motherfucker charges up his blade like he's like doing some Bankai bullshit. They just charges at me, slashed me. I'm like, that's so unreactable. But then the more I played, I was like, oh, it's reactable. I just suck. And I'm lacking sleep. I'm deprived of it. But somehow I'm able to still, function properly on this game.
Good job, game or creative
Like,
games.
no,
Or
it's so no, like the bosses are like it's dude, like if you ever get the chance, like I've streamed it on Discord for y'all. When y'all watched it, like y'all saw the
Yeah.
bosses that I was like
Yeah.
fighting. I was like, it's that's how I'm describing it.
Yeah.
I'm like,
yeah.
dude, there was this one guy, I think it was like the rat guy. It was like he can control wind and shit. He disappears in the wind. There's one little grapple move. Like so, if you ever like, so people who play the game or who've seen gameplay of it, there are bosses that where they go into animation and they connect and they hit you. They go into like an animation where they'll do more damage. And literally, this rat, right? This motherfucker could be like a kicker in the NFL. This boy kicked me like it was like the Super Bowl or some shit. Kicked me up the air, then smacked me back down and just stepped on me and kicked me away. I'm like, bro, I'm just a little tiny ass monkey fighting you with the staff and you just kick me like that. I'm like, come on, like the disrespect. I'm like, I'm about to stick this little fucking staff up so far up your ass, dude. I did. I progressed in the game, obviously. If I'm talking about this, I whooped his ass.
I will say too, this is definitely a game that obviously it is definitely like comparable to like Elden Ring release. Like in this case, the grand like success and how much players are loving it.
It's very refreshing to see. Like it's just a linear aspect for me. Like, oh, I just want to low key. I kind of don't want to do so much exploration. I do. That's what I liked about Kingdom Hearts. It's not so open world, but it's linear in the sense that you beat like the world, like just like here in Wukong and Kingdom Hearts, you beat the world or like in the area and you progress forward with like a mini boss or a boss, and you gain more powerful abilities and you become stronger. But you're also able to explore depending on the world and the region. You can explore that little area. I'm like, damn, this is some nice scenery. You just can't travel there, but you take a second to look and just glance at it and just look at it from such. Dude, I can't even put it in words. Like it's surreal. Like, it's like as a kid, it's like Kingdom Hearts. Like all of us, like that thing came out in like early like 2000s, and we were just like kids. And that's the coolest thing. We're 9-10 years old, and like we're just like, it's like impressing our little pants off. I'm like, we're just sitting and like, oh, this is so cool. I get a little,
Keyblade.
weapon that looks like a key. then I get to like do some superpowers with it and like unlock some world and like and you have a little gummy ship. That's the appeal that you know that Kingdom Hearts had on me. And for this, it's literally just the sense that oh, it's based off the Journey to the West, and literally every Asian person, like I reiterate earlier in the podcast, knows this. Like, know Sun Wukong mainly. Like, he's probably the most popular character in that novel, in that mythology. Like within that, you get what I'm trying to say. Within that little novel, like whoever, like you can ask, like I can ask, like I go ask my mom, like you know this little monkey holding a staff, like yeah I do. Like they watched it on TV. There's been dramas like I seen it on TV. Like glance by, it's like oh that's Wukong, but it's just in a very
different format.
It's like that, like the Hulk kind of like the old Hulk where it was just paint on him.
Yeah,
It kind of got that feeling, but it was much better. There was actually like some fur, and it looked like it was made well. If you
right.
catch my drift.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got you.
It was cool to see, and I was like, oh, I saw that as a kid, and as it progressed through life, I mean, there's more things that come out that has Wukong involved in it, and that's where I think the fascination comes from. It's just being a kid and just you're just fixated on like these certain topics and certain figures that you just make kind of becomes part of your personality. You have like just develop little friend groups around like us. Like even though Michael doesn't know too much about it, like we can obviously explain it to him. People might be in the same position as Michael. We're just trying our best to like really put in perspective who Wukong is, how this game is like, derived from the novel and everything, why it's so great.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I really just like, honestly. And this game, so far, it does a really good job with that. Like boss wise, there's lore. There's also tons of like if you go into the gallery, every time you beat like an enemy or like a boss or anything, they'll put a little description of it. It's like a little scripture kind of deal. Like, and they'll also show paintings, which is really cool, and do like in the old traditional Chinese style as well, on a scroll, and it'll go through, like it'll describe what like how they are in the whole mythological like world. Like oh he's so and so's master, and he's like protecting, like that kind of description. And you just get this whole list, and you can just take a minute or an hour if you want to, just to actually read what you have beaten so far. And it's just so cool to like, oh, I can get a little history lesson within the game that I'm playing, and it's gratifying because as I'm more progressed, I unlock more stuff. And you just read everything. It's like there's Yao guys, like there's the dragons, like from like how you mentioned before. Like there are dragons and everything, like the great dragons, like and they're pretty much representing each direction, like north, south, and they're all different colors too. So it does like correlate and everything. It's like, oh, they're like I fought 3 dragons, and they're all different, all in different chapters, which is so freaking cool, dude. I'm like, damn. I'm like, I get to fight these dragons so many times, and I fight these like demons and like different deities. And don't get me wrong, I died more to fall damage than sometimes to these enemies. And that's just like I've seen clips, and I've also experienced myself to where I would jump, and he kind of does a dive kick, right?
Yeah.
And he flips back, but it calculates you flipping back into open space, and you just fall down. And you're not immune to fall damage. There is fall damage, and you will die. It's just like Elden Ring and any of those Souls games. You will die of fall damage. Even one of our friends, he mentioned to us, like, the thing I died to the most wasn't even the enemies, it was fall damage. And that's only from yourself or you getting knocked back by an enemy, to die.
Yeah.
So it's pretty like that. I'm like, damn. But still, phenomenal game. Sound score, pretty good. I think I wouldn't be surprised if this would be at in the Game of the Year awards, just based off this little stint right now. I could be, that could be like an over exaggeration, but
It's a strong
now,
contender.
yeah, it's really strong. It's just gameplay. It's just fighting. It's a very simple concept. And it's based off like the novel, so it's pretty much you go through the story of not being the Monkey King, but the destined one. It's similar. You're a monkey. You hold a stick.
Mhm.
Pretty much, I'm gonna say it's a stick. I know it's a staff. Don't freaking get on my ass for it. But you go beat up
I will.
monsters and you go beat up everything in your path. And I'm like, bro, like how many things am I beating up? Like I've heard there's like 90, 91 bosses, and there's only 6 chapters. Some of these chapters aren't that long. You could probably get a chapter within an hour or so. If you're good at the game. But unlike
Yeah.
me, where I like average, sometimes I'm just absolute dog water. Yeah, it'll take longer, but overall, once you progress through the game and you're just like going through these chapters, like these like all these cool little like enemies, like different mechanics that you can like imply, and like different mechanics you can impose on your enemies. Like there's so many ways you can defeat an enemy and be creative with it. Like
Yeah.
it's a staff, and there's like 3 different stances that you go through. You have smash, you have pillar, and you have thrust. So smash is more like you just bonk them. Honestly, you just charge it up, and you just bonk them on the head, and you just jump and bonk. And like honestly, that's all I'm gonna say. Is like I just call it the bonk stance. That's all I'm gonna do. Just smack on the top of their head and give them a concussion, end their career.
Yeah.
At that point, I'm just ending their life. Pillar, you kind of just sit. Like it's so cool. Like in Pillar, you get to just stand. Like you can stand on top of it, like on top of your staff, and the more you charge it, the higher you go, and you also come down and slam it on top of them, which is so cool, dude. And you can spin around it too. So if you do like some light attacks and you have focus points, you need to build up the focus points to gain them. Then you can do some moves that that's more like your AOE type of deal. Like you just like whoop,
Yeah.
like little roundabout, like merry-go-round type of deal. Like thrust is also pretty cool too. You can like just charge it up, and that thing just goes so far up their ass, dude. Like, it's just like out of nowhere, like when you're in the air, I just it's like a little pokey stick. It's just a big long pokey stick, and I'm like, oh, you ain't safe in the air. And I was like, and you can also do like you ever watch those like martial arts videos to where like
Depends on which one we're talking here.
No, like you ever like you see martial arts videos to where they have like a staff or like little a spear, and they do like
The rapid like thrusts.
Yeah, successive thrust into like the enemy. That he also does that, which is so cool. And like, it looks so cool. He's like spinning his little staff, and it's just like he like does it so fluidly. It looks like it's a circle. We know he's like pushing it and like thrusting into them. Then he's like pulling it back, and but it looks fluid. It looks like it's going in a rotation as a circle. I'm like, it's so cool, dude. And you also gain like. And you can also perfect dodge.
Like, oh yeah, that's right. I saw like the guide for that.
Yeah, like immediately when you're about to get hit, like you're that little minuscule window where you can press the circle button and dodge. It's so gratifying when you pull it off because it makes a sound, and he dodges and he leaves a decoy behind, and it leaves like this little mist where he once was. Then he teleports to another location, like just right there. I'm like, then you can boom, 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 and just go at it. I'm like, it's so cool, dude. And you pull off multiple perfect, and you just like shoo, shoo, shoo. Like it's like people have played it, and they look at it, and you hear that sound. It's so gratifying. You beat these bosses gratifying. Like you just style on them. You see it like it's like any game, Like you see DMC, you see those combo videos that they do on bosses. That's what it has that same gratification. And you beat them in such a way that I've endured I'm doing their freaking stupid ass movesets. Some of them do have some stupid ass movesets. I've yet to fight half of these bosses because I am still only on chapter 3. and I still have chapters 4, 5, and 6. So I still have a ton of bosses that I heard, and it only gets stronger from then on forward.
Right.
I heard in chapter 4 there's like a few that wrecked one of our friends. I can't say, I'm not going to spoil his name, but he's pretty into these type of games as well. And I talked about it, and like, oh yeah, there's this one scorpion dude that it kept like it's more difficult, and there's also the yellow dragon, like yellow long.
Yeah.
I don't know how. I'm not gonna try to like pronounce it the right way, because then I'll just learn it later. But it's basically the yellow dragon. Is this like little dragon humanoid essentially? And oh baby, I'm like, what the heck? I saw everybody was like posting TikTok videos and reels about it. Like, yeah, this little dragon right here is like messing everybody up. Like he's giving everybody the fade, bro.
Yeah. How will that is? Yeah. So really, too, just based on describing too. Yeah, this is the one way or the other too. It's definitely going to be the game of the year contender, and it's something that like obviously lots of players have like resonance with. Like they love this style, like simplistic and also like engaging interactive gameplay. In your point of view, Victor, too, like just look at it in like a game dev's point of view too. Where would you place this in like all the games that we have seen so far?
Like this year or like?
Yeah, this year.
You gotta,
like
okay.
Yeah, just this year. Since game of the year, we're gonna talk about like stuff that happened this year.
No, definitely up there. I mean, like, it's very good. It's very well designed. It's very fleshed out. I mean, it's not like unfinished or anything. I say it's very good in a development standpoint.
Like just being able to like kind of just orchestrate all together, both the gameplay, the art style, the graphics, and also every visual, audio, sound designs, and even like in general to the story and writing about it. It may not be like as complex as people make it out to be, but definitely this has like the backing of like the fateful, or in this case the fabled novel of Journey to the West, that people can like look back to and kind of make references to what Journey to the West is about.
I'm sure the real novel is going to be more complex than people outside of this whole Asian culture or that knows anything about Journey to the West will find it complicated. So, I mean, I think they did their best.
And if anything, that's perfectly fine too, because if anything, like creative or game science here, they're not trying to like tell you like the story of like Journey to the West anyways, because that's actually the most beautiful part about it. This is not like straight up like they are telling you their version of Journey to the West either. This is just straight up a game based off of a character that they would love to make a game about, that uses elements of like some parts of the story. And I think that's realistically how a lot of these games feel like. This is how you do adaptations to your own like vision well, where a lot of it is like, it is definitely respecting, in this case, the source material that it originates from. If anything, this sounds a little bit preachy on like a lot of like modern games too, where they don't respect source materials. Yeah, that's just pretty much that. Star Wars Outlaw is yeah, that's a thing.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But I wanted to at least say, we will say to like in the future as well too, we'll do another Hot or Trash podcast about our Game of the Year nominees, or who do you think we deserve it, as soon as like they drop like who actually does get nominated for this, because it won't be until like I think it was October and November, that's when they start rolling it out, because this year's Game of the Year was like December. So we'll probably see them in like November or October sometime. So look out for podcast stream if you guys want to hear our shit takes about it.
Let's go. I'm ready for it.
Yeah. But damn. If anything, I was really down to just making this like a short podcast, but we did talk a lot about it. So if anything, do you guys have any last minute words here too? Because obviously for Victor, yeah.
I mean, I want to play the game at some point. It sounds really interesting, especially the story behind it.
Yeah. And for those that are about to play the game, you don't technically need to know the story journey to the West to actually understand it. Too. The game does a pretty decent job of like kind of giving you some exposition to what you need for the current story that you're about to play. I think so. But for those that are playing it too, avoid the golden headband. Please avoid the golden headband. But outside of that, I think this is a really good stopping off point here too. Last minute messages would just be Monkey Man. We'll want to see more games. And I would just say too, give in this case the soundtrack for this game a listen to. It's beautiful. I've been playing it this entire stream too, and it's amazing. So
Monkey Man.
With that,
monkey.
So with that, thank you all again for tuning in for tonight's Hot or Trash podcast here. Yes, I know one of us currently sounds like he is in an Xbox Live party, but this is something we'll have to deal with until he comes back. When are you coming back, Victor? The 23rd?
The 24th.
The 24th.
Only 2 more sessions, he'll be back.
Yeah, he'll be back for sure. But regardless, you'll probably hear him like this for the next 2 weeks then.
Yes.
But
yeah, let's go.
But until then. So goodbye, everybody else. Like and subscribe and share this video if this is something that you want to hear us talk more about, or if you have a statement or not statement, a suggestion that you want us to talk about next.
Monkey King.
Or feedback or whatever, bro. Do whatever people do on YouTube normally.
Yeah.
Hey, do it or Brian might bonk you with his fucking stick.
Yeah.
Bro, we can't carry that stick, bro.
Yeah, I can't.
Right. You're weak as fuck anyways.
Yeah, please, YouTube, do not remove my video because Loy said about Penis Mountain or some shit or...
Bro, you literally said abortion water. I don't want to hear it.
You literally said abortion water, bro.
End of discussion. Moving on. Y'all have a great night. End it right now.
Good night.
是一难，孰可成败？